Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hiya! Hey, I'm Taylor.
And I'm Kadeja.
And this is
The Degrassi Authority. Woo! Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Whoa.
Yes. We tonight are overviewing Degrassi season 14, episode 8.
I want to say it's
Yeah.
episode 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff happened.
It was a whirlwind of an episode.
Yes.
It was quite the episode.
I feel like it's been a few hours since we've seen it, and there was some other shows.
But
in
we
between.
watched it right as it came on. And
We
we
did.
took notes, like always.
So we're gonna have to kind of get back into it.
I think
So
we
that's gonna
will
be
as we
easy.
get through the list.
Yeah.
Degrassi has a way with that.
Exactly. So first up,
Yes, so we start the episode with Miles being confronted while he's sleeping by his siblings.
yeah,
It's
they're
like,
like,
what are you
you need
doing?
to get up. Get yourself. Sorry.
You got a life to live.
Yeah. You gotta take us to school, man.
Yeah.
Get your stuff together, bro.
And then the dad comes in and he's like, he's basically just like, you're such a horrible example.
Yeah.
Frankie and Hunter, don't become this slum.
Yeah, basically.
Get up and drive your siblings to school. Like,
Yeah.
stop
You're
it.
pathetic. I'm sorry we called you pathetic.
You didn't call me pathetic. But, yeah, so it was just a lot of hate on Miles from the start of it.
Yeah.
And then next we go to the cheerleaders, like, sitting together and discussing what they're going to do about the blackmail.
Yeah, they're in hushed tones and Jack is upset.
Yeah, like, her and Zoe, like, had a bit of a stare down.
Oh, yeah.
Like, basically, the vibe that I got from Jack was almost like a Hunger Games Mockingjay vibe. If we burn, you burn with us. Like, that's...
Yeah. No, I could totally see that. Yeah, I could totally see that.
Because Jack was serious.
Jack was like, oh, yeah, no, this is not going to fly.
Like, yeah.
She, at one point, she, like, stood up and, like, looked at Zoe.
It was like, you're going to stare me straight in the corneas and tell me what's
Exactly.
up today.
Right in my pupils.
Like, yeah, so Zoe's not pulling out of that one unscathed.
So they agree we're going to stick together and confront whoever it is, right?
Yep, and there's ice in this.
Okay. Then we go and see Jonah and Becky singing together.
Where were they singing? Were they in, like, a basement?
It was like a garage or something. It looked like the boiler room almost. Like, it was like...
Yeah, it really did. It looked like where they get deliveries.
Yeah, it was like...
taken there. And I'm like, wait a minute. You guys are never in class anyway. There's bound to be lots of open rooms where class isn't actually taking place.
Exactly.
That you could be practicing.
Yeah.
Like,
why the friggin' boiler room?
their secret coven.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yes, but they're singing together. And, what is this, a note from? I don't even remember. So he's like, oh, they're just, like, writing a song together and stuff like that. And like, at one point, Jonah's like, you're the one who wanted to be in a band so badly. And at this point, me and Taylor turned to each other, and we were like, they're not a band.
This is a duet. Do not
does-
call this a band.
Two people does not a band make.
That is not exactly. And it's one dude playing the guitar. Becky's not even holding a tambourine, so this is not a band.
Like, I'm sorry.
There's no percussion. There's
I
nothing.
love music, like, way more than the next person, but that's the two people. You're not a band.
Not a
I'm
band.
sorry.
Not a
Okay,
band at all.
but yeah, and then
Goes to Miles.
yes, Miles shows up in costume. You know, he's really feeling that
Oh,
costume.
yes. Oh, my gosh. We'll get to
Not
that.
really.
Yeah, and so he shows up, and he's trying to apologize to Tristan, right?
It's like, I talked to the teacher, and he said he was gonna, like,
Yeah.
let us do our project again. I'm so
yeah,
sorry.
it's an extension on it.
And he's like, why do you think that I'm gonna forgive you?
Yeah, he's like, and Tristan's like, oh, you think I'm gonna forgive you because you're looking so hot in that outfit? And we're like, what?
String Bean Miles is looking hot in the outfit.
It looks like he's like drowning. No, he's not drowning in the outfit, but the outfit is way too big for him. Like, that's like a soldier's outfit, like a strapping young soldier.
I mean, like,
with,
granted, I'll give this to Miles. Miles has a really nice face, like,
yeah,
and he has
it's
nice
not bad
hair.
looking.
But I
Yeah.
wouldn't. The standards of the Degrassi hot guys is
I feel like
they look like children.
Yeah. Well, they're in high school, so they're supposed to.
But I feel like when Sav and them, like when all of them were in high school,
yeah, at least when they were seniors to us, they looked more like men.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe we're just into men. Yeah, that's our thing.
I don't know. Well,
Like,
we better
well,
be the men. We're not trying to go to jail.
Exactly. That's
But-
true. We're overage, so I guess we should be into. Yeah.
Yeah.
More filled out guys. That's I think what we're getting at.
Yeah.
Not that Miles is a bad looking dude. He's a cutie. But he's just not our type.
But they kind of sort of resolve the issue. Just as like, okay.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, and they hold hands, and it's like, okay.
Trials again.
Yeah. And then Zoe okay, now we're back to the cheerleaders.
Yes.
Zoe and the cheerleaders, they basically bombard Grace, like, you're gonna help us.
Yeah.
If we burn, you burn with us.
Exactly.
And she's like, well, I don't have any nudes out there,
Yeah,
so
I ain't helping nobody.
Like-
And you're like, you need to help us, please. And so
yeah,
she does.
She's like, come on, at least help us, like, trace the phone.
Yeah.
And so she's like, okay, give me your phone. And then she
Yeah.
goes on her, like, techie laptop. Where did she get this laptop? The freaking FBI. Like, seriously, she knows
I feel like it's just her laptop that she tricked out for somehow.
how, though.
I have no
Where
idea
did
how
she get
she
this
tracked-
software.
She tricked it out. I don't know what she did, but I don't know. Grace is cool.
Got it from
man.
the same guy that she got the idea to do stick and pokes. Like, I don't know.
I know, right?
I don't know. So they trace it, and it leads to the Hollingsworth. And Zoe's like, "Oh, the Hollingsworth,
It's
Frankie." And they're like, "Oh, I don't. Frankie's our friend.
Yeah, she might do that.
Frankie's so over you guys. Frankie quit. Zoe keeps trying to say, "Oh,
Oh, like-
I kicked her off the
Yeah,
team."
and
No,
like Zoe's trying to make it seem like like she just did Frankie this disservice, and Frankie's sulking.
Frankie quit. Frankie's happy
Frankie
with
quit.
Winston.
Yeah,
like,
she's hanging out
playing
with her
an
man.
intervention.
Yeah,
Like
she's cool.
she's
Like, she's mending
keeping
fences.
her boobies to herself.
Yeah,
like,
she's mending fences. She got her brother a boo thing. She's on it right now.
she
okay?
is on cloud nine. Like
Yeah.
she's doing really good for
Yeah.
herself right now.
You go, Frankie.
And so then they're like, "Oh, Miles, I don't know, Miles wouldn't do it." And then they're
Yeah.
like, "What about that other
Other-
Hollingsworth
What is
sibling?
that? What is Noobs?
Like, what is
Noobs?
his
Is
name?
he
Like
the one that
freaky
did it?
guy? Oh,
Hunter?
Hunter." And at first I really did think
We
thought
just
it was going to be
knew
Hunter.
it was Hunter. We just
Like after he
knew
would
in our
rather
heart
see the cheerleaders
Burn.
die in a fire
Than
rather
to
than
help
help
them
them with
with
their
homework.
Like that was
Where
just
there's
red flag,
10
red flag, red
million
flag.
other things that could have happened. before
I'd
he
rather
helped
see them trip and fall down some stairs. Like,
Yeah, I'd rather see them get a paper cut.
like he
No.
specified that he'd rather see them die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's their train of thought at that moment.
Yeah.
And okay,
Another call out we have to do with this.
is Lola.
Lola.
Why do they make Lola seem so stupid?
I feel so bad because I'm like, I feel like she couldn't be this dumb, this
Okay.
clueless.
Honestly, my thing was if she was really this stupid, I feel like she wouldn't be at that place in her high school career. She would not be in high school.
No.
They would have held her back a long time ago.
Yeah, and she's in the same classes as Frankie and Shay. Why is she not in the rubber room?
Like, honestly,
Grace is in the rubber room.
I know, and Grace got a freaking tricked out FBI
Grace
laptop.
knows how to-
She knows how
yeah.
to do stuff. But
Lola, poor, man, they just write her so dumb. So she's just
so dumb. So
Poor girl.
dumb. Like, I just... Oh,
it's uncomfortable, you
next we see Becky and Drew, and they meet up in class.
know? Yeah.
And Drew is totally like, Jonah wants to do more than write songs
Yeah.
with you. And Becky's like,
Oh, nice. Stop it. Stop it. You.
ooh, he wears makeup. What?
Stop it. He quoted the Bible to me.
We're
one
just
time.
making beautiful music.
We're just blending rock and opera
All we do is
together,
write songs.
and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, and Drew's like, no, he's trying to get fresh with you. He's
Trying to get
fresh.
But so
But the props to Drew for not. He was very casual about it.
Yeah, being that possessive boyfriend was like, you can't hang out with him anymore. Like,
I mean, he has a bit of a moment with something that he says later.
Yeah,
we'll tell you about it later. But as of right now,
she's being kind of cool.
He's like,
he's expressing his
joking.
Yeah, his like. Ooh, his wariness, but it's in a joking manner.
Yeah, and it's not even like a manipulated joking manner. It seems like an
actual, like,
genuine, like I'm making conversation, kind of matter.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that. And next, the intervention. So Tristan walks in the room where Miles is, and he's like, "Oh, so you invited everybody?"
Yeah,
he had his shirt like partway open. What was about to happen?
Exactly. He goes, "I think he's like, oh, so I see you like a show. That's okay."
Like, okay,
that's your sister, brother,
and your best friend.
Best friend. Why would you want them to be the one that watches you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do with sexual activities.
So so it's Tristan, Hunter, Frankie, and Winston.
Yes,
and they are interventioning.
Yeah, they're like, dude, you got drug problem. You've been smoking that split too much. So, and that loud kush.
Miles is there. So what? We get drunk. So what? We don't sleep. So what? We go out. We don't care who sees.
Yeah. So that's happening, and
he just flies off the rails.
Because they're like Frankie at one point is telling them all the symptoms, and they're like, oh, check, double check, triple check. And he's like, oh, you guys are doing all this? I can't believe this. And you, Tristan, really? You did this to me? And he literally
thought you were the one person who cared about me.
Yeah. And Tristan's like, well, I do care about you. And he literally said,
he was like, oh, I keep hurting you time and time again, and you just keep
he goes,
back.
oh my gosh, Tristan, really? I treat you like crap. And then you come back
again
every
and again.
time.
And he's like, are you that desperate for somebody to love you? Step too far.
We're like, okay, we're not even Trials fans, but we're like, your relationship had to be better than this.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, if you were treating him that bad, not, like, consciously.
I mean, like, even though we're not Trials fans, we weren't, like, rooting for them to break up or anything
exactly.
like that. Like,
I felt like it was better than this. Because I didn't think their relationship was, like, a great relationship, but it was better than this.
Yeah,
they definitely had a better connection than this.
I mean,
they cared about each other more than this, you know?
Yeah, that was just, I wrote too mean.
Far too mean.
Like, I'm not even gonna say drops the mic on that one because
that was
straight up
like
unnecessary.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that one.
So then, moving on.
Yeah.
Becky and Jonah are back practicing in the boiler room. So there's nowhere else they can practice. And Becky's super paranoid, and she tells him that she has a boyfriend. And I thought this was so funny because Jonah's immediate reaction was, "Good to know. I have a houseplant." I was like, "Yes,
sure,
love you."
Yeah, we're like. You could get used to Jonah.
Yes.
Throwing this shade.
And she's like,
oh, I thought you were trying to get fresh with me. And we like that.
And he
line,
he just pulls out this cross. He's like, this stops me from temptation and getting fresh.
So there's a lot of things in my past that I used to do. Including getting fresh.
Like, why was this the phrase?
I feel like that's a phrase I could hear like Sandy from Grease using. Like,
I can see that.
Like, oh, are you getting fresh with me, Danny? Like, I'm just
you
like,
know what I want.
Okay, and so next we see
Miles storming out of the school. And he goes into his new fancy car. And I was like, Taylor, he's finna hit somebody.
She literally said that.
And when I said that, I thought that he was gonna hit somebody in another car. Like,
he's speeding out. And
I thought somebody was gonna be driving by and he was gonna like rear end or like whatever the phrase is for when you back up into somebody. Yeah, back up into someone. But no, he hits a human on a bike. None other than Maya Madeline. Perfect. But of course, nobody comes running. Nobody ever comes running.
There was people in the background.
And somebody just got hit by a car.
See, there was other people around. It would be one thing if everybody was in class or something.
But they never go to class.
You know good and well, nobody was in class.
So,
it would have been another thing if you just didn't see anybody in the parking lot. I saw the people in the parking lot behind Maya when she got hit, so I don't know why.
Nobody ever.
In the background.
We don't even like Maya. But
exactly.
It's kind of getting ridiculous that no one cares about Maya. I mean, sure, Zig came those times she had a nightmare, but he didn't come running, and he was casually like against the door, and he wasn't by her side when she woke up from nightmares in class, like right there. He left class. Tiny.
Zig is pretty much the only one that cares about her. So
and that's only sometimes.
He cares to a degrry. Like it's just like
when he's being woken up from his sleep, that's when he's just like, okay, I need to figure out what's going on.
Don't say that. Don't tell me. But
it's true. He wasn't there during the nightmare. He was deuces.
Oh yeah, when she woke up in class.
In the rubber room, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the rubber room.
Yeah.
Okay. So so he hits Maya, and then they talk in his car, and she's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to therapy because of you."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, hold up, Trick. You crazy?"
Really, Maya? He's the reason you're in therapy. Let's be honest with yourself.
No.
Because then at some point she actually said, "It's not because of you. It's the anxiety." Right?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah,
don't pin this on him."
This definitely was not a Miles Hollingsworth the third thing. This was a Maya Madeline, the very first, only one of her kind, because she is a rare beast.
Yes.
I don't want to call her a beast, but she's a
rare
beast. She's a rare person.
Breed.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a nice one.
And so he takes her to her therapy appointment because she's going to during school for some reason when she should be in class. Pretty sure there's plenty of hours after the school day ends that you could be going to therapy. But
I feel that's when normal people go to therapy.
That's just me. And so then the cheerleaders in their cheerleading uniforms, they confront Hunter. He's in this room alone in their cheerleading uniforms. They turn off all the lights.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, what is going on? I'm like, what's happening? And
they just shine a freaking cell phone light on.
A cell phone light. I can't take you seriously when you're shining a cell phone light.
The assistive light, okay?
At least get a lighter, like I mean,
something.
Not just cell phone, like that's like just clicking the unlock button. It just let that light shine on, and it times out after a minute.
Yeah, that's that light that you use at concerts. Okay, please don't try to interrogate somebody with it.
Please.
And so they're like, Hunter, we know it's you. Stop sending the messages, and we're gonna get proof that it was you.
He's like, Trick, what you talking about? I ain't even do nothing.
It's just like,
I want you to die in a fire, but I wasn't gonna set the fire.
Exactly. I'm not gonna kill you. I mean, I'm not gonna cry if you die.
But I ain't gonna be the one to light the match.
Exactly. And so he's like, I don't know what y'all talking about. And they're like, oh, well, you know what we're talking about. We're about to get proof. And they like grab his
that's private property.
Yeah. And he's like, and they're like looking in it, and they see his like comic.
His comic.
And you're like,
it looks like it's a guy.
It's
killing
him.
Zombie cheerleaders.
They're like, oh, do you want us to show
Mr. want to save us? Okay, what is Mr. Simpson gonna do? These are his private comics on his computer. It's not like he published these to the school and was saying, "Hey, everybody, help me kill the cheerleaders." Like these are private. I feel like principals don't intervene until it's become like a mass audience.
Yeah,
thing.
and I feel like even if the principal were to intervene, he's gonna have to send him to some kind of like. That's what I think the protocol is, to send him to like some kind of psych evaluation.
Yeah,
and when they do, they'll realize he ain't gonna do nothing about it. He might have thoughts, but there was nothing in his behavior that shows that Hunter Hollingsworth is the type of kid that is actually gonna like bring a knife to school and stab all the cheerleaders. Like we all
line them up.
Oh yeah,
line them up.
And he's probably even happier now. He's got his little boo thing going.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, leave that child alone, please.
Yeah,
leave that boy alone. He ain't do nothing
but
to
finally,
you.
he's just like, okay, fine, I won't send any messages. Even like, and they're like, okay, but we're gonna take this picture just for insurance. Clickety click.
Yeah, well, you guys are about to ruin his life for nothing because he didn't do it.
Yeah. So that happened, and then we see that Miles had waited for Maya for after her appointment, and she's like, oh, you waited.
Yeah,
and he was like,
he waited because he was getting high in his car.
Getting high and drinking. Was he drinking?
I don't think he was drinking, but
Oh,
he was getting high, listening to music,
Yep.
sulking.
Yeah. And that was bad.
Yeah.
And then we see the cheerleaders perform, and they're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And then we see Becky and Drew talking again, and she blames him for the now awkwardness between her and Jonas, Jonah. Jonah. And I had something else right there. And I'm like, okay, it's definitely not his fault. Nobody told you to even say anything.
Exactly.
If you were confident that there was nothing going on, you shouldn't have felt awkward. And Jonah wasn't awkward.
Nobody was awkward.
He told you
You're the
about
only
his
one
house
that's
plan.
Exactly. You're the only one that's awkward in this situation. Jonah's not awkward. We're fine.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And
We're set.
You want to go to, I can take you out for ice cream. And she's like, oh, you just don't want me to hang out with him. And he was just like,
He's like, well, and she's like,
ooh,
ooh,
you just
Drew
write
Torres.
songs all the time. Out here playing music.
Drew Torres, are you jealous? And he's like, oh, I'm Drew Torres.
She's like, I still get jealous.
I'm like, come on. And Drew's like, oh, I'm Drew Torres. I don't get jealous, man. I'm the man, you know. I've been with the hottest of the hottest girls since I was 13. Right, okay, sorry.
He's like, oh, okay, he's
wow.
not jealous.
He's not jealous. Okay.
And then they see they're back to the cheerleaders and the results are about to come.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, guys, you did so good. And Zoe's like, I'm seriously going to slash the judges' tires if we don't get at least 4th place.
Yeah, and they're like,
Zoe. And I'm like, Taylor, they don't know that she's not kidding.
She's not joking at all. That she will do that. She better be glad she didn't say she was going to slice their throats.
Like,
I
for real. Like,
I wouldn't be that surprised, honestly.
Luckily for them, they win.
Yes.
Woo. Go Power Squad.
Yeah, good job. Degrassi Power Squad in the house. What's up?
Oh, Power Squad. And then we see Miles and Maya driving while he's high. And she realizes that she's high. Miles, are you high?
Are you high?
I'm not
high.
High? What is this a high?
I'm not
no
like...
ceiling.
I'm not high. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just spinning with my hands up. Spinning with my hands up. Don't you drop that.
I feel like I'm a little drunk. I'm not trying to be drunk. I'm trying to be high. So
yeah.
I'm not like that. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So while he's driving while high, because at first he was driving at granny speed, and she's like, "Oh, you're driving so slow." He's like, "Ah."
Yeah, like the speedometer looks like it's all the way over there. So I don't know what speed I'm going, bro.
What is that a bird? What's that bird?
Dude. Dude, look at your face. It's like in that. It's like you have 2 faces, one right there and like
when
another
did you
right
start
there.
wearing glasses?
Whoa, bro! Like, are those glasses, bro? This is our last impression.
And so then he speeds up, and it's the worst decision. a person's car door was,
it was
open. He's
Towards the-
speeding and rips that
Rips
door
it off.
clean off.
Okay.
And then keeps driving.
He literally continued to drive. Maya's like,
Oh my God, Miles, we have to go
You
back.
have to
But she
stop.
waited way too long
I
to
know.
say that we have to go back.
He was like,
you should have just
already-
never let him keep driving.
exactly. Because they stopped for a little bit when he realized that they hit
She
the
should have
thing.
got out of the car right
And
then.
then like,
What's
what's happening?
happening?
Yeah.
This information. Where's your insurance? Nope.
No.
She waited like 5 minutes.
Yeah, until they were already rolling. He was like, I'm going to
I'm
get
gonna
a
do
DUI.
right, and then my
My
dad's
daddy's
gonna be
gonna
mad because his election.
And just not.
He already thinks I'm a bad influence because I am, and I had an intervention today. Like today's not my day.
It's not my day at all.
So she's like, oh, fine. Oh my God, we
Whatever.
keep going.
Do what you gotta do.
And then Becky and Jonah perform, and Drew likes it, and he gives them his blessing. And this is when we were like, oh, she didn't really need your blessing
I didn't
play
need your
music with this
permission.
guy.
You're not my daddy, so
No.
I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Friends.
And then she looks at looks at Jonah.
Because Jonah came up
Yeah,
to her
he's
before
We
Drew
do
gave
really
him
good
her
things
blessing.
together.
Yeah. And he was like, about what you said. I don't know. Yeah, this is really cool.
You're right. We work really good together.
Yeah. And he's like smiling at
band.
her. Yeah, our
Okay,
band
we
is really
almost
great
tried to give
together.
them the benefit of the doubt. We thought that maybe when they played this gig, there were
Yeah.
going to be other people playing instruments behind them.
We assumed they were just writing songs together.
Yeah, we were
They
like,
the
okay,
two
maybe they
leads
are
or
a
something.
band, just with other people. We just don't see the other people yet. Nope. When they performed in the dot, it was just
the
them
two
two.
of them.
I'm sorry, Jonah and Becca. You guys are not a band. You
Not a
are
band,
Jonah and Becky.
Yeah, you're Jonah and Becky. You could
Actually,
be,
you said Becca there for a
yeah,
second.
you did, but
Yeah.
I didn't call you out, so it's cool.
Okay.
You could be a duo. You can be a duet, but
Yeah.
you are not a band.
You
Okay?
are Jonah and Becky.
You are Nico and Vince. You are not Maroon 5. Please don't.
I mean, am I wrong?
Oh my gosh. I can't. I'm trying to think of a Maroon 5 song, but I just can't. That was you. Yeah, you got me on that one.
Oh, I think I played that off really good.
You did.
So then, after they finished their little repertoire,
Yeah.
Jonah's like, so making music and whatnot,
Yeah.
and then they share like a look. No, they don't really share. Becky kind of lingers looking at him.
Yeah,
Her and
when
Drew were just talking.
Her and Drew are walking away, and as they're walking away, she kind of looks back and, oh hey, what's up, boy? I like that eyeshadow today.
And she's
That eyeliner, that guy liner's looking nice on you. She keeps
yeah, we
doing
do
that.
make good music together.
Jonah, what's up?
Making eyes at him, whispering sweet nothings in his ear with her eyes.
Oh, wait. Becky's got a total toner for Jonah. Pitch
Let me
perfect
know when I
now.
make you uncomfortable. That
So, yeah.
Dallas smile.
Yeah. You mean this one?
Oh, this. Oh,
Okay,
God.
so she's doing this, and every single time she lingers and looks back at Jonah. She's right behind Drew. He's right in front of her, and it's like, come on, Drew is literally standing right there.
He's right there.
You gotta
Be a
stop
little
this.
bit more discreet.
I know, and so that happens, and the next thing we see is Hunter and his boo thing at the dot. They're on their computers with their headphones on.
Yeah, they're not really on it. I mean, I guess they're on a virtual date, even though they're
Yeah,
sitting right next to each other. Because,
And-
you know,
yes.
nobody's bringing reality
Yeah,
into
exactly.
this.
He's probably in that same field he took Becky to in World of Warcraft or whatever
British accent.
exactly, whatever game that was.
Yeah.
He is 100% Sir Valiant in
And
this
he tells her about the whole cheerleading thing. Like,
Yeah.
dude, they like turn the lights off.
one. Yeah, with
They,
cell
like,
phone lights and everything, bro.
They were in their cheerleading uniforms.
And I don't even know why.
Like, was there a competition today? Like,
I have no idea.
they turn the lights off. Who are
does
they? Burn in a fire, please.
And so she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah.
crazy! I didn't think they would do that to you, but I mean,
Yeah, they're gonna get what's
whatever
coming
they
to them.
have, whatever's gonna happen,
They
they
deserve, it.
She
did it.
We're calling it right now.
She
You
is
tell
on the
us.
table.
We're telling you right now, December, what is it, 16th, 2014. We're
Let's
telling
see,
you
16th.
right now, I think it's 16th.
Yeah.
She did it. That girl did it. I don't know her name. I forget it right now. I think it's like, I don't know. I can't even remember.
Boo thing.
Yeah, she Boo Thang.
Boo
Hunter's
comma thang.
She's new bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it.
She did it. I know we thought that Hunter did it, but with
have the
this
wrong
new
noob.
evidence,
Yeah.
she did it.
Can't.
She did it.
She did it. She
did it.
100% did it.
Yeah.
So I
but-
think that's it for episode 8.
Yep.
And we're gonna just
Season
have to pull
14.
out our guitars and
Yes.
tune it.
Got a stuffy nose today.
Sorry. We gotta blend like Jonah and Becky did.
Okay, hold on.
So
Got your capo?
my pick.
Oh yeah.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Whatever it takes,
I know I can make it through.
if I hold out,
I know I can make it through. I know I can make it through.
So like, comment, subscribe,
Tell
share,
your mama,
tell your grandmama, tell your brother, tell
your
your
abuela,
boyfriend, tell your girlfriend that
Uncle Jose. I just do this to screw with him.
tell your girlfriend that threatens cheerleaders.
Tell Pedro. Oh, guys, we have something that we're working on right now, but we're not going to tell you
Yeah.
until the new year. So there's
Boom.
something to look forward to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like this